Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another video for you today. So first up, I hope everybody here had a great Thanksgiving, those that are celebrating. Hope you spent a lot of time with your family. Now in this video, we're going to talk about a company, a stock I have not talked about in a very long time, and that's Tattooed Chef. We're going to talk about some good things, but also some bad things that you might have missed if you're a Tattooed Chef holder. The stock actually has been faring well this past week when everything else has gone down. Tattooed Chef has been actually pretty stable. So we're going to have a look at the graph at the end of the video. But first we have to look at the numbers from Q1 all the way to Q3, then talk about what went wrong and what might go right. Now, before I continue, I just want to thank everyone that has been subscribing to this channel lately. We're so close to hitting 19,000 subscribers. So maybe we are on our way to hit 20,000 subscribers before 2022. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you like these videos, give it an early thumbs up as it really helps me outgrow the channel and get my videos out there. Now, before I continue with this video, I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 free stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Now, Stock Advisor has beat the market by more than 4x. So all you have to do is go to fool.com/couchinvestor to get your free 10 stock picks now. Right, so I'm going to do something a bit different this time. I'm going to use Excel, the magic sheet. So Q1, Q2, Q3, revenue, gross margin, EBITDA loss, and then guidance. This is guidance for the full year that they gave each quarter. Now, Q1 for this year, revenue grew 59% year over year. Gross margin came in at 26%. EBITDA loss negative $3 million. Now, they gave guidance for revenue for the full year that will be 60.5%. Gross margin between 20 to 25%. And then adjusted EBITDA of $2 to $4 million in the positive. So great to see. Now for Q2, revenue grew 45.9% year over year. Gross margins were 15.7% and EBITDA loss was negative $5.9 million. Now guidance again for a full year. Revenue stayed the same, but then this happened. It started to decline. Gross margin to come between 16 and 22%. And then adjusted EBITDA negative 14 to negative $17 million. You might say, fine, this is just one quarter. Let's see what happens in the next one. We move to Q3, which was recently, which was also a bit weird because they rescheduled the earnings report, which is most of the time not such a positive thing. Anyways, they grew revenue 43.5% year over year. Gross margin declined again to 10.1%. Then EBITDA loss negative $5 million. And then this happens. For the full year guidance, they expect revenue to grow 43% year over year and not 60.5%. Gross margins to be between 12 and 14%. And then adjusted EBITDA negative $19 million at the midpoint. So basically, gross margin for the full year got cut in half. And then the adjusted EBITDA went from we think we're going to be positive to we're going to be very negative. Now, before I go into the explanation, right now it's still not that expensive, right? They're still growing revenue year over year above 40%, trailing 12 months revenue multiple of just 7x. So you might say, fine, the business might be going over some supply chain issues, struggles, etc. But at least the stock itself is not that expensive, because this is exactly what's been happening right now with Tattooed Chef. They got hit as most of the industry with supply chain issues, shipping costs, containers, etc. Everything costs more, taking a hit on the business. And that's why we can see here that they've been taking a hit on their gross margins as well. Now, you do not want this to continue over a long period of time. But if you are a holder of Tattooed Chef, you have to expect this to continue into 2022, because those supply chain issues and container costs, etc. are not going to disappear overnight. It's probably going to continue until half 2020, maybe even more, who knows at this point. So maybe if you have some DCFs or some calculations or whatnot, you might need to adjust those right now. Again, this company, the stock right now is not that expensive, but it can get pretty expensive pretty fast if those numbers keep on falling. Now, let's move into the positive point. The positive point here is that they're still growing at 40% year over year, still a very young company, still expanding. Now, they did mention in the last quarter that Tattooed Chef products can now be found in 13,000 stores versus 4,300 stores 3 quarters ago. Now, if you've been following the company for a while, you know that the company expected to be in 10,000 stores by the end of the year. So we're not even at the end of the year yet, and they're way above that number. Expected 10,000, they're already in 13,000. Now you might ask yourself the question, fine, it's great, they're in more stores right now than they expected to be at the end of the year, but how come that revenue is slightly down? Questions to be asked. If you have the answer, I can speculate, but speculation really doesn't lead to anything. So there is that. There are some positives, but there are certainly some negatives here, especially if you're a long-term holder. You really need to look at those numbers and see them improve in the next coming quarters. Obviously, in the next quarter or two, nothing really will change materially because, well, those supply chain issues are still there and those don't go away overnight. For the long term, if they can improve that, certainly going to be a very good investment. I'm sure the people love this product. I think it's like a type of cult following right now, Tattooed Chef holder, or Tattooed Chef fans. I think the product look great. I personally have not tried them yet, but to everyone that I've talked to, they said they love it, so they must be doing something right. Now let's quickly look at the graph. All right, so as we can see here, since the start of the year, Tattooed Chef is down close to 30%. But there's some interesting things here. You can see here that every time, or for the last 3 times, maybe even 4, it touched $16, it bounced back up. We can see here in April, in May, in August, and then more recently in November as well. $16 has really been a great support line. Now on the other side, $24 has been a bit of a resistance point. So in the future, if we're getting closer to that $24, be on the lookout for that, because if it manages to break that $24 with a big green candle, that means that the stock might even go higher. Alright, so to conclude, like I said, there are some positives, but there are certainly some negatives and some things you have to keep an eye on in the next coming quarter. Now, not the next quarter, because that's not going to change anything. But if things do accelerate on the negative side, maybe that's something you need to consider. But overall, I think the products are great. Certainly the people that eat it like it, so they must be doing something good. But the underlying business, the numbers need to get better, not worse. Other than that, nothing to say about the company. I used to hold it. I didn't sell it because I didn't like what I saw. I sold it because it just doesn't excite me anymore. And that's why I stopped following the company. Just thought maybe right now is a good time to update. The stock itself has been holding its ground in recent weeks, so that's great to see. Now, I would like to know what you think about Tattooed Chef. If you're holding it, if you're selling, if you're buying, let me know down in the comments below. And that will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.